The Chargers are in an interesting spot this year. A lot of people are diving into mock drafts and exploring scenarios, and a clear pattern is emerging. There's a consistent sense that the 22nd pick holds some serious value. It's highly likely we'll see a player with first-round talent unexpectedly slide to that spot. Someone who, by all rights, shouldn't be available at 22. That's the beauty of picking at this position. The Chargers can snag someone with incredible value. They've done a solid job in free agency and trades this offseason, getting the roster to a point where they can truly focus on the best player available. In today's analysis, I'm diving into a list of players who could realistically, or even with a bit of a stretch, end up as the Chargers' first-round pick. I'm nearly certain that one of the players I'm about to discuss will land to the Chargers after the draft. Whether it's with the 22nd pick, a trade up, or even a trade down, one of these names will likely be called for Los Angeles in 2025. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. So the stage is set to discuss the Chargers' first-round targets for 2025. I'm almost guaranteeing one of these players will end up as a bolt. The list is long, sure, but that's the nature of draft speculation. Some players might require the Chargers to trade up, others might involve a lucky slide, and a few might fit a trade-down scenario. That's the unpredictable magic of the draft. It can go in so many directions. Let's start with a name that's been catching a lot of attention. Tetairoa McMillan. Some people think the Chargers might get lucky and see him fall to 22. Honestly, it sounds far-fetched. McMillan is hands down the top wide receiver in this draft class. He's a game-changing X-receiver and a vertical threat that every team craves. Yet, for some reason, he's slipped past the Chargers in a few mock drafts. Maybe there's something to it. Perhaps insiders know something we don't. If McMillan were to slide, it would be a huge win. We've seen him play when Arizona faced BYU. Unfortunately, BYU's defense was exceptional that day, so I only got a glimpse of his potential. But those plays were enough to remind me why he's compared to someone like Drake London. At 6 feet 5 inches with great speed, reliable hands, and a dominant presence, he's built to be a star in the NFL. It's hard to imagine him falling out of the top 10, but this league is full of surprises. Next on the list is a player who's been the center of countless conversations. Ashton Jeanty, the standout running back from Boise State. The comparisons to Ladani and Tomlinson have been non-stop, and it's not hard to see why. Jeanty has generational talent, with some of the most unbelievable balance and tackle-breaking ability I've ever seen. His explosiveness and knack for turning plays into touchdowns are a throwback to Tomlinson's glory days. Now, the big question, does he make it to the Chargers? Honestly, it's a long shot. Teams like the Broncos, Steelers, Cowboys, and Bears are all likely suitors for Jeanty. Even Raiders GM visited him at Boise State University's Pro Day. I expect him to go in the top 10 or top 15 at the latest. But this is the NFL draft, and strange things happen. Running backs often slide due to positional value, and Jeanty could be one of those cases. If he starts slipping past picks 14 or 15, the Chargers might seriously consider making a move. Even though they recently added Najee Harris, he's on a one-year deal. Jeanty could step in as the franchise's RB1 for the next decade, alongside Justin Herbert. The challenge, of course, would be the cost of trading up to get him. But for a talent like Jeanty, the reward could outweigh the price. Let's move on to another intriguing prospect, Jayden Barron. Technically listed as a cornerback, he's much more than that. A true defensive back who can line up anywhere. This versatility is why Barron is being projected so high in the draft. He's like Derwin James of the cornerback position. Imagine the possibilities for the Chargers defense with Barron and James on the same team. Jesse Minter would have a field day designing schemes with two elite, versatile defenders. Barron's ability to cover, tackle, and play the run is exceptional. He's been mocked to the Chargers at 22 in multiple drafts, making him a realistic option. Adding him would transform the defense into one of the league's most unpredictable and challenging units to face. Next up is Tyler Warren, a tight end with the kind of talent that could make any coach take notice. While it would take some luck for him to slide to the Chargers at 22, it's not entirely out of the question. Tight ends often slip further in the draft than expected. Just look at players like Dalton Kincaid and Sam Laporta from past drafts. Warren is a Gronk-like talent. He's an outstanding blocker and a sure-handed receiver who can line up just about anywhere on the field. If the Chargers feel they need a long-term solution at tight end, Warren could be the guy. While Tyler Conklin is a solid fallback option, Warren's presence could elevate the offense to another level. Trading up for him would be a bold move, but it's one the Chargers might consider if they believe Warren is the missing piece for their offense. It's hard to predict whether Warren will fall to 22 or if the Chargers will make a move to secure him. Either way, he'd be a fantastic fit and a potential game changer for the team. Next up, we have Mike Green, an edge rusher out of Marshall. This is a name that's been popping up in mock drafts for the Chargers over the past few weeks, and it's not hard to see why. Green is a physically dominant edge player who could make an immediate impact while also serving as a long-term solution at the position. With Khalil Mack nearing the twilight of his career, whether that's with the Chargers or another team, the need for a successful successor becomes more urgent. Mike Green fits that role perfectly. While players like Abdul Carter are likely out of reach for the Chargers, Green stands out as one of the best options in their draft range. His ability to stop the run is impressive, and spending a season learning under Khalil Mack could be invaluable for his development. It's easy to envision Green stepping into the Chargers' defense and making a significant impact for years to come. Moving on, we've got Will Johnson, a cornerback out of Michigan. Johnson being mocked to the Chargers is interesting because he's one of the most valuable players in this draft, especially for teams seeking an outside corner. And let's face it, every NFL team is looking for a reliable outside corner, even those with stars like Pat Surtain. You need at least two solid options on the outside in today's NFL. The Chargers already have a solid defensive back group thanks to Jesse Minter's work with mid-round rookies and overlooked free agents. However, reuniting Johnson with Minter would be a huge boost to the secondary. Johnson is 6 feet 2 inches with excellent speed, agility, and zone coverage skill. If he's available at 22, Chargers fans would have plenty of reason to celebrate. Next, let's talk about Luther Burden III, a wide receiver out of Missouri. This is the first time I'm really diving into Burden as a potential pick for the Chargers, and honestly, it's intriguing. Initially, I didn't consider him because I wasn't sure he'd be available or if he was the right fit for the team. But after looking into his skill set and draft projection, he's definitely worth discussing. Burden isn't your typical big-bodied wide receiver like Ted McMillan. At 5'11", he's often written off as a slot receiver or a Z receiver. However, don't let his size fool you. He's more than capable of playing the X role. Burden reminds many of Antonio Brown, with perhaps a more fitting comparison to Deebo Samuel. He's versatile, physical, and capable of making plays all over the field. Adding a player like Burden would give the Chargers a dynamic offensive weapon. His footwork, hands, and overall playmaking ability make him an exciting prospect. The thought of the Chargers having their own Deebo Samuel-like player is definitely appealing. At 22, Burden could be an excellent choice, providing Justin Herbert with yet another reliable target and elevating the offense's versatility. Next up, we've got James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee. I mocked him in the first round recently, and he's just an incredible athlete. The guy ran in the 4.4 seconds, which is crazy for his position. He's fast, aggressive, and offers a different flavor for the Chargers' edge. Definitely an intriguing option. Another edge player the Chargers are reportedly looking into is Donovan Ezeiruaku out of Boston College. He's smart, explosive, and excels at dissecting plays. He's likely to be available at pick 22 and could be a great follow-up to Khalil Mack. On the defensive line, Kenneth Grant from Michigan is a monster nose tackle at 6 feet 4 inches, 330 pounds. He's agile, physical, and a solid run blocker. If the Chargers want to bolster the middle of their defensive line, Grant would be a fantastic choice at 22. Wide receiver Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State also stands out. He's well-rounded with crisp routes and great hands, drawing comparisons to Keenan Allen. If speed is the priority, Matthew Golden from Texas is another exciting option. He's insanely fast, running a 4.29, and has the skills to stretch the field. Pairing him with Herbert could be game-changing. On the defensive side, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss is a strong run defender with raw power. With some polishing, he'd be a force. Omarion Hampton, the running back out of North Carolina, is another intriguing pick. Big, physical, and versatile, he could be a future star for the Chargers. Tight end Colston Loveland, often compared to Travis Kelce, is another popular choice at 22. He'd provide a reliable weapon for Herbert and help improve the run game. Mike Williams and Shamar Stewart are also excellent edge options, both bringing size and power. Lastly, interior options like Gray Zabel and Derek Harmon could bolster the line. Harmon, in particular, stands out for his pass-rushing ability and strength as a run defender. With so much talent likely available at 22, the Chargers are in a great spot to make an impactful pick. Let me know in the comments who you think fits best.